Olive. Okay. So again, sorry about that. Technology and how it affects one. But we really want to say good night. Welcome back. Yeah, the discussing we here live, right? We really want to say welcome. Welcome back to everybody. We want to ask that you share it as well. What we're doing, what we're discussing, debrief, live, discussion. We miss everybody as well. So rest assured we did miss you. But we were following some protocols as it relates to time, and we are here now again, welcoming everybody. All right. So DeBrief TV Show, welcome back. Sure. We just want to ask you to share the link with who you have to share the link. We're just taking the time out to share it as well. We understand we're using technology, so we have to share to get the people back on, to let people know we are back on. We are live, and we ready to serve. Again, I'm Kimar Safri, one of your hosts, Damani. Say hi to the folks.
How you doing?
You got Kimar Stewart. Kimar, say hi. Beckford, say hi.
Hi, here.
Yes, and we are here live with you to discuss most of what is going on as it relates to, basically we could hear from you as well. How was the season as it relates to COVID, how it treated you. You see, we are doing our social distancing, so we are away from each other, making sure that whatever it is that the government has asked us to comply with, we are complying with as well. So we are making sure that we are in compliance with the government. If you have any questions, we would love to hear how was your time with COVID. Thanks, we've seen some followers now. We want to know how was your time with COVID. Damani, how was yours? How was the lockdown?
Quiet.
Go ahead.
Quiet.
Keep how about you?
Well, mine was eventful, quiet, but still noisy.
And my Jeremy, how was your?
Not bad. I was just at home working. Took the time to exercise and see all the muscles skin.
I had it rough because I was working every day, so
Say that, huh?
I was working every single day. I had no day off. I think I worked harder in COVID than I ever did in my life, because so much things that we had to put in place for the homeless that we had to do. So COVID was really hard for me as it relates to the amount of work as an organization we had to do. But Barbados, the followers, the listeners, the viewers, thanks for seeing the numbers increase. How was COVID? We are back with the debrief. Sorry we could not come back earlier, but we are back with the DeBrief TV Show. We'll be back to you every evening at 6 o'clock here from our new location. And we want to hear from you. We want to see every Tuesdays at 6. Sorry, you had some difficulties in technology. But yeah, how do we think this, especially about the government, how do we think it was handled? How do you think our people handle this COVID situation? Anybody?
Go ahead, Kimar.
So, what do you want to put me on? Alright, overall though, we made it out on the other side, and I'm very glad. Not everything I agree with, not everything I disagree with. I have more applause, and I have disagreements.
Right.
I would say that much, and I won't want to go through it again, basically.
Fair enough. Jermaine, any thing that you want to say about how we think we handle the COVID situation?
Well, this was an unprecedented situation, so the reality of the situation is that this was an unprecedented situation, and any government handling this now, you really had to make it up as you go along. What I would say there were some high points and there were some low points for the government of Barbados, but if I had to give a general rating, I would say compared to other countries around the world, Barbados has handled to date quite well.
Yeah. Anything the money on that?
For me, I would probably rate it 8 out of 10. Talk going around where it was that we probably could have closed the borders a little earlier, and that would have obviously decreased the numbers that we had, since we had majority persons with COVID were persons that came in from overseas.
Right.
Other than that, I think we did a commendable job. Yes, it wasn't perfect. We weren't perfect, but compared to the other countries and the so-called bigger countries, the first world, we did quite well compared to those. As we know, big bad England and America still going through the side effects of COVID.
Right.
Unfortunately, we have a better leader than the U.S. I can say that boldly. Therefore, that's why we're in the position that we are in right now. I think the last numbers were that we had like 4 persons in isolation.
Right.
And then the others that just came back from
England and US, yeah.
This general quarantine and whatnot. So I think we're going to get well, and hopefully things can return to a little more normal next week and open up some more other areas. And they can get back to work and live on waiting on.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. The government are doing an excellent job keeping us safe. I think the information that came out was well, how they put across the information. I think a lot of information went out. They kept us abreast. Even if the Prime Minister have a press conference, you could still catch up on it. So I would rate the government very high. Yes, there were some hit and miss, but more hit than miss for me. And I think that a government like this did really well, and a lot of persons or a lot of countries can really say or boast with the kind of leadership that we have, and how we can handle ourselves pretty good. I was really impressed also with Santia, how she handled herself, Minister Brasher, rather, of how she handled herself during the time acting for the Prime Minister. So all in all, I would think that they did a good job. I said nobody expected this. This is a first time for everybody. Nothing that anybody could boast on and say we went through it before, so as a professional or as a non-professional about it. So we good. Barbies, we want to hear from you as well. You know what you think about messages, what you think, how you think the government handled the COVID situation. But as I said, yeah, Kima, go ahead.
One thing I was very, very, very impressed about is the fact that the government opened the shipping ports for the cruise ships to dock.
Right.
And to see the cruise ships like up saying thank you very much, Barbados. I definitely appreciate the gesture coming out from the country.
Right.
I think in the future that gesture alone will come back tenfold to us. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and so I definitely applauded that move. There were some instances where people feared for life in the fact that the corona was on the cruise ships and XYZ, but with a careful strategy or a proper strategy in place, you are able to minimize exposure to disease, not only the disease, but issues like security and issues of national security and what's not. And I think going forward, that pandemics like the corona or national outbreaks should be considered issues of national security and national importance. And what I saw with the catastrophe fund, or the amendments to the catastrophe fund, and in particular amendments to, if you going back like 2 years, the government put in place what we call a disaster clause, a natural disaster clause. I think that in addition, we should add in public health pandemics, obviously managed under the national security portfolio going forward.
Right.
With the amendments to the catastrophe fund, though, I do not necessarily endorse the action, but just the overall thought of incorporating public health pandemics into legislation, I definitely agree.
You definitely agree. That's good. As, you know, all in the hit and miss. I think the government would have learned from some things, and some things they would have seen, something they would have been able to fix. I think when we looked at the force bond, it changed out to the boss program. So I think that the government saw where they would have, you know, hit and miss and try to correct, or if not corrected in most cases. So I think that it is something that is a learning curve for this government, for future government, for future leaders. a lot of what we've seen, and a lot of governments around the world can't get a lot of things that Barbados did right. So, you know.
I just
But
want
yeah,
to add,
but you
I
have to-
agree with Kimar regarding the opening the ports for the ships. I think there will be great financial benefits from that in the future. Seeing that we were one of the only countries in this particular hemisphere that allowed the ships to come in and dock, while the other countries had turned them back. There were benefits for that. I know Kimura had mentioned about Santia, but I also think we should also give a basic round of applause to commend Mr. Bostic.
Yeah.
Because I know he would have had some very, very long nights regarding this, and obviously he was a minister basically responsible, seeing that it was a health crisis.
I must say, one of the things that blew me away as it relates to speaking and seeing Minister Bostic handle this situation is the way how the man spoke, how he articulated himself well. I thought that he brought across himself really, really well. I could also big up Richard Carter, the COVID team, Dr. Anton Best, and those guys, all those guys that spoke, one behind the other, Corey Ford. Those guys really helped. And I think that one of the things that we also have to appreciate is that there was so much behind the scene workers. Where we big up the nurses back down to NGOs that were working on the ground, making sure things happen. We had the household mitigation unit. The Ministry of People's Empowerment have I can't excuse me for not remembering the program, but there's a unit inside there as well that was doing really good.
The household mitigation.
Not the household mitigation. The strengthening human resources. I can't remember fully, but
yes, that were assisting people with Pampers.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that, we at 21 Views. Everybody, welcome back to the DeBrief Show.
I also want to add something. You talk a lot about what's going on, but it must be underscored that the reason why it must be underscored that the reason why Barbados is able at this given time to have such a response to this pandemic is because of the strong social and financial institutions that we have built up in this country from the inception of independence until now.
Right.
Because if we didn't have a national insurance scheme like what we have right now, I could guarantee you a lot of people in Barbados would be suffering. If we never place an emphasis on welfare and the welfare department, and even when the new government had came into power, the smartly had enhanced the fortunes of that department, then it would not have been able to respond as it is doing now. Even prior to COVID coming, the government of Barbados had already earmarked funds to be spent at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and throughout the health sector of Barbados to strengthen our health institutions. So it is that level of foresight, I would say from 2018 and even before that. And one thing I will say, and you might like this one, the Dos Santos lab that did surpass 6,000 tests today. Alright? That lab was built by the former Frontal Stewart administration, and the foresight in building that lab is what today is able to keep Barbados safe. So I say again, successive governments and the implementation of strong social institutions has allowed Barbados we have not passed the storm, but we are going through the storm, and we will get through the storm in the best possible way.
I definitely agree with Dos Santos lab as envisioned. I would say its intention initially probably did not envision the COVID pandemic.
Oh, definitely.
So, in my thinking, a part of the policymakers joining the Democratic Party's time, even in the use of the Black Mongolia Primary School, where he was able to transform that into a facility for any fight against the COVID.
Yeah.
I think that we need to adopt such an approach mentally in all policy in terms of having foresight and vision, that we can have multifaceted, in our case it was building, but in terms of adopting policy in all aspects of government, you know, have to adopt the fact that there will definitely be. You got it.
You got twisted.
I think that in the future we need to adopt the approach to that, and I would definitely. I mean, it's not a party thing. This is a Barbados thing.
Of course, me.
Yeah, and for all administrators now and in the future, we should. Anything that people want to learn or to take from the DLP, if there's anything else that the quote unquote
this ain't time to promote your party.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. Right. But realistically, though, we need to adopt that.
We might go speak a little louder. We're addressing your issues there. Sorry that we had to twist, but yeah.
People are messaging and saying that they can't hear us.
Yeah, sorry about that. Because we are more so trying to keep a social distancing away from the camera. That is one of the main reasons for us not being able to hear. So we will fix that in the next show for sure, and make sure that that is addressed. We do apologize for that.
I also have to commend the government for the St. Lucie facility.
Yes.
Just raise your voice a little
The
bit.
time that they and
Turn the
thanks
speakers.
to the private sector who have done the construction and getting that facility up and running in that very, very short space of time. That's commendable.
You realize one thing though, the Barbados Labour Party built, used that building in 2006-7 when we had to, the prison.
Yeah.
I know the Barbados Labour, as soon as they came, they had to use it as soon as they were going out to office. As soon as they come back into office, that building became one of the most relevant buildings in Barbados. We also must give kudos.
Just tell us if you could hear us better, please.
We also must give kudos to the essential service workers who have worked tirelessly to ensure that Barbados remains safe, especially the nurses, the doctors, and the men and women of the Royal Barbados Police Force and the Barbados Defence Force. Because whilst a lot of us were at home resting comfortably in our laurels in our beds, they were out there on the front line fighting for us, and we must commend them and celebrate the efforts that they have done for this country.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, some more volume comments.
Okay, thank you. Suffering here, looking out for the homeless.
Well, I work tirelessly. I won't tell you that I would like to work as hard as I did again, but we all work tirelessly, and I must say, thank you, Almar. There was a lot of people that work around the clock to make this here better, and as I said, there's so much people that you have to. When the government look at thanking people, there's so much people that has to be thanked. But I think that generally Barbadians came together as a unit, as one, despite political class, race, and just made this COVID thing really work for us. So I must say that there's a lot of people that came, and this is normally the time where you see people start helping. This is normally the time when you see we start becoming one and put aside political, put aside race, put aside whatever. But I think that we all did an excellent job. Everybody that helped from small to big to make Barbados safe. I boast on the fact that Barbados was one of the only countries in the world that I've probably researched and saw that didn't even have a homeless case of COVID. And those were things that Barbados could boast on. The fact that we are now less than 4 people in our quarantine centers. Obviously, not because people coming back in, they have to be quarantined because it's mandatory. But there's so much things, Barbados, that we have to be thankful. We got to give God thanks because we were, once again, a country that did not suffer as much as other people suffering right now. We see how bad Brazil is as a country that just rising above the toll. They just came off the World Health Organization chart, so we don't really know how much they're claiming that now. So there's something. The
president of Brazil for that.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough.
Full idiot.
But yeah, fair enough. I mean, Trump and a lot of presidents could have, and even UK could have even dealt with these things early. But these guys did not. But I'm just thankful that we got a leader and leadership and ministers and the COVID czar and the team that worked tirelessly to make sure we were in safe hands. One of the things that is challenging me right now is the fact that a lot of people are going to suffer because of job loss and you know, the increase in the amount of people that are suffering right now because of that. And I know the government is coming up with newer ideas and plans to be able to combat that.
I have a question. Let's take a pin there. How do we get past this? I mean, because where I work, on a daily basis, I see persons who are at the credit unions, commercial banks, even Cape Shepherd to pay the Cape Shepherd card. There are literally thousands of people trying to change these NS checks. We all know that NS only pays up to 6 months or 9 months, right?
I think it's 6 months.
Right, so 6 months unemployment. And this is a serious question that I was asking yesterday. We are now 3 months into COVID. And the NS has been paying NS benefits for the past 3 months. But the NS prior to COVID was scheduled to run out of funds, I think by 2025. But I guess as a result of COVID, you're getting less deductions from people's salaries, right? And you are now paying out money, right? I know the NS made a set of investments. A lot of the investments that NS made previously over the last 10 years, well not 10, 12 years, were in government paper and government buildings. A lot of projects that they really should not have invested in, which really and truly now can be categorized as a loss. Alright? How do we, 3 months from now when NS benefits run out and businesses are not fully functional or tourists are not back in Barbados as yet and persons are not working, how do those persons survive? Number one. And number two, is it time to rethink the unemployment age in Barbados? Is it time to rethink even our whole system of social security? I mean, because these are questions that are going to have to be answered.
Well, we may not get answer them in this show since we're not doing the introductory. I think those are things that we could look at. Almar is asking what are our views on reopening. Also, persons want the port to reopen. Do you think we can reopen the port for regional travel? I mean, Kimar, let me hear your views on it since that you're more inclined to research these things and for other purposes than us.
But I research them as well. So
if you look through the Caribbean, though, we have not had, I would say, a more terrible time in terms of the COVID as opposed to the outside world. I think the Caribbean managed the pandemic very, very strategic, and the numbers are definitely down to almost non-existent in some countries. I think I think that we could start a phased approach to regional travel, particularly we have a lot of Barbadians trapped outside of Barbados in other Caribbean countries. So if you first start by getting persons back into their homes first, because I know that there are a lot of regional students trapped here in Barbados as well who want to go home, but their countries are obviously closed and not accepting flights in. So therefore, it has to be a CARICOM. This cannot be a Barbadian effort alone. It has to be a CARICOM effort towards the reopening of borders, because it doesn't make sense for Barbados to open, but Trinidad ain't open, but Jamaica ain't open. Where are you really taking flights from?
So you think, to answer your question, do you think that this is the time when CARICOM can actually try to come together and work?
Yes, definitely. I said it publicly, not only in the fight of COVID, but a severe issue we're going to have to tackle soon is food shortages and disruptions to trade, particularly international trade. So I think CARICOM has a big role to play in food security, in transportation, and energy right now. And I think that these are three. Also in the medical arena, I see that there were Cuban nurses here. I think that is the start of a new revolution in terms of new economy and a new thing in the sense of CARICOM.
Well, fair enough. I see Almar is agreeing with you, so I won't even attempt to until that. I have no problem with reopening our ports, in my opinion.
But they were never closed.
But they were, in a sense, they were never. But I mean, in terms of allowing trade, lowering certain, because I know that depending on what goods and services you were bringing in, they would have approved it if it was more essential items and stuff like that.
So you're okay with trade but not tourism?
No, tourism, trade, any form. I mean.
Yeah, but you know, for tourism, though, there have to be measures in place. You know, need to be taken to reopen for people to come back based on tourism. As mentioned before, screening in terms of person being tested before getting allowed.
Not only tested to demand. If one thing I want to look at for Barbados is that there's some technologies now that I see using where you don't even have to shoot stream from the pressure from the head, but where people can walk through a system and it tells you their body temperatures and a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not speaking about that, because to judge that a person's temperature to me is not as useful as you may think, because don't forget, I can have a common cold, I have a simple infection, I have a high temperature, and then even to make that.
But no, I'm not talking about that only. I'm talking about
so they need to do test.
You have to do testing.
Not just the taking the temperature.
No, I'm not talking about testing. I'm talking about whereas I find that if we don't use the technology to be able to fast track what we do, then what happens is then what you're going to do, bring somebody here and put them in quarantine for 24 hours till you get back a test, because that's how long it is. So I'm just saying is that if we are going to open our port, we have to find solution that when testing it has something like rapid testing. Remember years ago when they tested you for HIV, you were tested and then you had to wait labs and labs. Right. Now they have rapid testing to HIV.
There's going to be rapid tests for COVID. Like, for example, we talk about Barbados. Again, look at the West Indies forgetting just go England, and they have to go in a 14-day quarantine before they even start test match.
Which is fine, but I'm just saying 14. But even if they go into 14 days thing, don't forget the country is still open to high level of COVID. So we can do.
You know it's interesting.
You're 14 days there, but you can still catch it. You can still catch it there.
No. In the case with them though, they're going to. What they did is that they're playing wherever they're playing test match have hotel facilities. Hotel facilities. So therefore they're going to be playing straight to the hotel.
Right, but remember there were some sports that played without players, without fans.
Yeah.
And players still go.
Like a football, you know.
Players still go.
You know what's interesting about our whole SME thing? Those players left the Caribbean, where if you calculate the COVID cases that are active in the Caribbean, I don't even come to 1,000. Right? You go to England, that got 30,000 deaths. Right, about 30,000 deaths, and about 100 or 100,000 cases.
So what was your question?
No. What has me baffled, right? Is that these people in these countries are looking at us, and really, we should be watching you.
Yeah.
Because the evidence has suggested that the problem ain't here. The problem is with you. You are the one. And look, let's be real. When the governments in the Caribbean shut down their borders, implemented quarantines, implemented lockdowns, the curfews, everything, England, we had a prime minister in England who was walking about telling people that he shit everybody how he came about corona.
Alright, just let me answer a question here from Amar. In terms of volunteer testing, I know that if you pose a symptom, you can go to a polyclinic. There's polyclinic here for things, but you're supposed to call the COVID hotline and they would direct you. But I do know that they do testing at some polyclinics, but it's always advisable to call the COVID hotline and let them direct you. But on the real
serious complaints for that hotline.
Right, but Jeremy, I don't want to get in
serious complaints.
Fair enough, but I don't want to get into the complaint aspect of it. What I think is important is that if somebody asks a question like this, that we direct them to the hotline, let them talk to the hotline, no matter how much time you got to call. If you got to call 99+1, call, and just let them be the body to direct you. But as I said, I know that if you have symptoms, they would direct you, because we've dealt with cases where you call where the COVID van will come pick them up and carry them either to the polyclinic or carry them to whatever they want to carry them to get tested. I think he also asked about volunteer testing. I don't think that we are at that stage where volunteer testing is necessary in some cases. I know that like the protests in America and stuff, they've asked people to volunteer test based on the number of kits we have here. If
We don't have the numbers.
I think that is always best to get tested if you feel that you have it or if you've been in contact with somebody. But again, I said, well, I can get tested, and I have not come into contact with anybody. We don't want to waste the resources, and in my opinion, I'm not the expert, but I do believe that if you think you come into contact with somebody and they possess the symptoms, or you feel that you've been in contact with somebody, then you call your hotline and let them direct you. I don't believe volunteer testing is necessary at this point because we've not had cases over 14 days now, and I know that the contact tracing is proven very fruitful and very good. So I think that would be my best advice. Gentlemen, just to skip since we're already doing an introduction, I just want to add, you're here with myself, Kimar Safri, Damani Small, Kimar Stewart, Jeremy Bedford. We're here every Tuesday from 6 as we talk about various topics. We are making sure we adhere to all the safe social distancing, so please, and we would,
maybe we're all
closed up, but no, we are thinking. We wanted to bring this show earlier, but at the end of the day, we did want the government to have the space to do what they're doing. Asymptomatic persons, though, is you don't know if you have it because you're asymptomatic. So if you feel that you have it or have been in contact again, I would tell them to go get checked. That's my best advice.
What are your thoughts on herd immunity?
Who?
Herd immunity.
What is herd immunity? Well, I know what's that.
Where everybody gets it and builds a resistance to it. That is what was being touted by Trump and Boris Johnson originally.
I don't know about that.
In that sense, right, we don't have to focus on health and health through play.
Yeah.
And in Barbados, if you look at communicable diseases, Barbados has a rather disastrous rate for people who suffer from those diseases. So that brings automatically into question.
But that's because of our the amount of elderly folks that we have.
I don't necessarily think so. I think it's more to do with diet, eating habits. We got high obesity rates, and these things help to deplete the immune system. So I think going forward, if COVID taught us anything health-wise, is that we have to look at what we're feeding our people
And exercise.
We also definitely will have to look at where we import our stuff from food-wise. So the point about food security, then you have to go into the schools as well. And definitely
I know the minister has been looking at healthy eating in the schools for sure.
Correct. So I definitely support that drive. Even when it comes to corporate workplaces, you have to look at your employees' health, because a good employee is good, but if you're healthy, you only have for a man or a woman. So not to control.
You're looking for lawsuits?
Not necessarily, but not to control what people eat.
I guess you can encourage healthy, living a healthy eating.
And this is given the fact that we have laws right now. Health laws encourage on the safety of our people. The need to invest in sports, right? And I think that's what And
what are your thoughts on that?
I already said what my thoughts on that. But I can get to you in a way.
We can do that another show.
Wait, but what I'm saying is we could use the strategy or idea of to assist people in investing in their own health.
Yeah.
Well in the workplace.
I agree.
Right? And I just think these are.
What do you think about? I know years ago they were talking about. I know some countries actually do have benefits depending on if you eat healthy. They provide you with incentives on your healthy eating and your healthy. So I think that's something we could look at. One of the things I want to jump in before we end too, and I know it's going on big in the States, is how we discuss the protests as it relates to George Floyd. We see the death of him by the police, and I mean, I watched that video. I think it was just about 7 to 9 minutes.
Heart-wrenching.
I was shocked by what I saw. That a big man, crying for his mother, or made to cry for his mother. He actually, he knew he was dead because his mom died 3 years ago, I think. He's crying out for his mom and the fact that you're squeezing the life out of a man. I watched that video, watched several videos. I've been avidly following the protests as it relates to. I mean, the weekends I sit down from 9 to 2 in the morning and watching protests and watching between MSN, CNN, Fox, because you have to be careful watching MSNBC, Fox, and CNN. Fox is all about Trump. CNN is all about a Democratic party So you gotta be a balance between. And I feel there's a little balance between
You know
both.
who's the best to watch? Watch BBC.
Or BBC or ABC. But
What,
Not ABC.
Watch RT News.
RT?
Russia
But regardless, the thing is that seriously took an effect on me as a black person, that we see these crime on black people, police brutality for years. And I think this, and bear in mind the young lady Brianna was a part of one. We saw the one in Baltimore. We saw some other ones that police brutality, but I think that this one brought the camel back as it relates to the man Leif Gordon squeeze out of him in front of everybody, in front of the world. It shocked the world, and I think it sent the world into a craze. What are you guys' thoughts on the protests in the United States as it relates to George Floyd? Barbie, I want to hear your views as well, and those listening. And John Denny heard immunity is a theory; it is not definitely proven. Before, okay, all right, thanks.
There's some mixed views
Denny.
about it. Some people were thinking that the
Looting.
looting and the destroying and burning the buildings is uncalled for. Some thought that it's called for because they have done things a certain way before, and nothing has happened, nothing has changed. So therefore, they should go this route. Some person think that unfortunate that they actually destroyed and burned some black people businesses, which they will still need. And but what I can say though is that looking at the entire thing, they actually made a point because it has gone from that particular state all across America, all over the globe, to Europe, to England, to Italy, to New Zealand.
Well,
And that's the shocking part for me.
Well, this should be my thoughts on this. We look at it in just the context of the video. It was 8 minutes and 48 seconds. That's all it was.
Probably. I ain't too sure about the time.
Right, but I
I
think
know,
around
it was
8
too
minutes.
long.
Right. Well, yeah. A second is too long for me. But it was 8 minutes and 48 seconds. And as you just said, Kimar, that 8 minutes and 48 seconds not only changed America, but as Damani said, it changed the thinking of the world. The challenge that we have to try to overcome. You remember years ago, Bob Marley and even a lot of Jamaican singers, they constantly sing about the system, the Babylonian system, right? And a lot of us just listen to these lyrics, and we don't try to get into deep understanding as to what these guys are really talking about. When you look at that video of George Floyd and what happened there, and all the other instances of police brutality in America, and not only America, across the world, right? There's a system. These guys wrote the system, and they maneuver through the system to let the system work for them, right? People are now focusing on racism, right? And when racism is so institutionalized, someone will say to me, persons are practicing this racism. I say to Ben, you cannot practice what you do not know you're doing, right? So there has to be a complete uprooting of that system, right? And whilst it is horrible to see the looting and that sort of stuff that is going on right now, right? I want to say this. Malcolm X said you cannot have a revolution without blood. Now, I'm not advocating there to be blood.
But I mean,
right? Hold
on.
Right? I'm not advocating there to be blood. But if you look at how the system has fought and how the system has kept relevant and the things that the system has done to ensure that they control the masses, and when I say the masses, I'm not only talking about black people, but we are sadly the recipients of the worst parts of the brutality of that system. When you look at that system and how that system survives, we cannot just march up and down through the streets and sing glory hallelujah if we want to stop that system. Now, it is sad that the violence has had to occur, but you know what? Because of the violence occurring, the system itself, those who actually head the system, those who benefit from that system, have been forced to listen to what the others have to say. And hold on, after listening to us, they will now have to understand that it will not and cannot be business as usual. The next step for me will be that the black people, us, the African descendants, we have to start supporting our own businesses. And we must be prepared to boycott businesses of people who we believe are not acting within our interests. That is all I will say.
Alright. What you're saying, or basically what you describe, because I don't want to shape my response based on what you want to say. I want to put it in a total
Yeah,
context.
definitely.
Racism is but that a tool of colonialism. The fact that we were a colony, or that I know many people in Barbados or even the world know that Barbados and the blueprints of the Barbadian system, I don't know the exact year, but we can say back in times, Barbados is the institution that shaped slavery
Of
in
course.
America.
What was the guy's name from Barbados?
I can't recall right now.
But you think
You remember the name?
as it relates?
Very good.
That went up to North Carolina
Right, right. That's right.
and showed them how the Barbadians, how they did it in Barbados,
Really
and
late.
brought Willie Lynch.
Right, and it really linked, right. So Barbados shaped slavery, or I would say the institution of slavery, coming out from what we perfected here. Right? So I definitely catch the fire, I catch the flame of why it would be important for blacks in Barbados to participate in what is going on over in America.
But what?
But wait, let's But what I'm saying is, and remember the point, racism is institutionalized, and that is basically one of the end results of the fact that we were colonized in the first place.
All right, seeing all that, my thing is the focus on. We see the protests. We see George Floyd's death. My thing is, do we think that with this protest in 50 states, I see in Europe joining protests, I see the UK have started joining protests. Do we think that this protest has changed anything? Do we think that George Floyd death have brought about any change? Funny enough, I saw a video, and this lady talked in the video that we get on like George Floyd should be the martyr. We get on like George Floyd should be the martyr for black people because he died openly. But what about people that have gone before? What about the Martin Luther? What about these persons? What about? And she shared a number of things. I can't remember her name. But yeah, Candace, yeah.
She's a black
But
sellout.
hold on. Do we think that change have really come about from this?
All right.
Do we think that change will, and stick to the police brutality of things? Do we think that? And I mean, again, if you haven't watched it, let me interview. Out of this, I know a lot of police officers got fired. Police officers were fired for pushing down people, for abusing people that they saw. The two college students that were tased for not coming out of a car, the police were fired. Police are set on leave. This is the fastest time in the history of America that a police was charged in a short order, because normally police are charged, but unions are very powerful, so they could get the whole thing recanted. The changes are come about because
But are
right
unions
now
more powerful than people?
they are.
Alright.
And the reason why unions are more powerful because they're the ones supporting political parties in America. They're the ones that the unions will put money behind a Democrat or a Republic. So they're very powerful because they have senators backing them, they have people backing them, lawmakers backing them. So the unions are very powerful. A police chief will fire you or send you on suspension, but by tomorrow the union will have you back in the police force. That way this guy was able to get away with 18 charges and be able to see he back on the force, because every time you suspend him, the union will defend that the police need to be back on, and he's back on.
Alright.
So that way they call it for defunding defunding the police.
Alright. Defunding the police ain't really the solution to
It's not a solution.
the scenario. The solution to the scenario first, you gotta look at the legislation on the books and what in fact gives the police the power to be able to carry out such an action, and also look at all of the loopholes that.
So they've taken this. The United States have started to take away things like chokehold. You can no longer put people in chokeholds. You could no longer. There was a thing that in one of the states that they made that you could no longer stop people for just on suspicion. You could no longer make 911 calls based on race, or racism calls saying a black man is trying to attack me. You can't make those calls as an offense. Legislation piece by piece is changing in America as we sit and as we speak.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the sad thing about America.
So Democrats today wearing African attire?
Yeah, but the sad thing about America is that legislation in America has to change state by state. It doesn't mean that because it's not a federal law or not a law that has been put that everybody has to obey. Every state is governed like a country. So small states are thinking, but there's some senators that come out and some people are saying, look, this thing against defunding police is nonsense. There are people that are coming on and saying, and again, the legislators are the one making these comments.
But for me,
But you know, hold on.
it gotta start from the top.
You know,
It has to.
As we were seeing,
Yeah, but it has to stop his dog.
as we were seeing how we seen Trump in support of the protesters.
no.
No, because he calling them, you loot, we shoot.
It's not.
He's calling them, calling them, he calling them names.
So every head of the country isn't in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna clear a whole park for the up. How the Bible upside down?
I shoot people.
How the Bible upside down? They even start attacking the media. So that's what. Look, I'm not so much of a big fan of, and I made it clear on my Facebook page. I'm not a big fan of looting. I'm not a big fan of damaging buildings. I'm a big fan of strong protests. I'm a big fan of that. If you got to smash some walls, and they ain't talking about breaking down people's businesses. I am against any violence. However, one thing I've come to understand is that people are frustrated. People are angry. People are venting. People are pushing against this system. And the best way to always push against the system is, sorry, something for us is in 4 years or 5 years, depending on voting, but Americans' votes don't really got nothing.
But I want to say something. I want to say something. Vote, the challenge I have, right? You see how you were talking about the it was you that was talking about the senators that are being backed by the police unions.
Yeah.
Right. Now this is where we have to understand this.
Thank you, Andy.
Right. You went back to slavery. Slavery was ended in 1834 and the period of amelioration between 1834 and 1838, right? Slavery ended for one single reason. It wasn't because that England suddenly woke up and had a moral conscience. Slavery ended because the whites in Europe were able to get beetroot sugar cheaper than they was getting sugar from sugarcane in the Caribbean. Right? We look at segregation in the South in 1960s. Segregation did not end because the whites in America had a moral conscience. Alright? And there was segregation in Barbados too. It still is. Segregation ended because whites started to lose money. You remember the Montgomery, the boycott of the buses? When that boycott went on for a year, some of those bus companies shut down. Right? You look at South Africa, apartheid. Apartheid did not end because a million black people marched in South Africa, or because Nelson Mandela spent 25 years in prison and said, oh, you know what, it's time to let you out of prison, or because that they thought that they wanted black people to be part of it. It ended because it was economically affecting certain private interests in South Africa. Right? The system that we have now going on, we have to look past politicians. Politicians are not the solution to these problems. And I'm not only talking about America, I'm talking about even in Barbados. We, the people, are the ones who put in politicians. They work for us. It is not the other way around.
But
right? So if you want to make a change, you have to fight for your own change. And you know what? When the people, as the people in America are doing now, when they fight and they go out and they do what they are doing for their change, the commercial interests will signal to the politicians, look, this is affecting me, and this is what you will do.
Okay, but I think when that looks to, I spent a long time watching CNN and spent a long time watching a lot of things. I think when the looting and the crime starts, and if you sit, I told you I've been watching for the last.
A lot of looters, a lot of so-called looters are police officers too.
But yeah,
Are
white.
And white too.
Because I actually saw a video where a white man was saying, "Come, we got like 500 or 1,000 for looting and doing things." But however, the ones that are being arrested is the blacks.
Exactly.
Because they're the ones that so dumb to go into a store and loot. They're the one who's so dumb to go and petrol. I think you already see white.
No, they're dumb to get caught.
But dumb enough to whatever. But I'm just saying, CNN and a lot of these stations have been focusing so much on this crime. Not the Floyd and the Breonna so much, you know. When you sit down from time 8 o'clock in certain states, you see police start to riot with people, tear gas, fighting, all of that.
I see.
This is during the day. During the day is peaceful protesting, you know. When sundown, and that is why I was always cognizant of the fact that we as black, we have to be so careful that we don't allow the mainstream medias to be able to taint us based on that on on what we're seeing.
But you know,
Because
they
they
control the record.
yeah, but they control the whole control is around the negative. I saw a video where a white man went to the sidewalk and he was breaking off the sidewalk with a hammer. And the black people had to catch him and chain him in the police handle.
Serious?
Yeah, because he was breaking off the sidewalk to look a window so that black people could go and go in. So there were things like these where the whites were doing these things. They were saying police. It was everybody. But I'm just cognizant of the fact that if we are to be able to reach and make sure that we voices are heard, we have to make sure those looters and those people that bring in the negative vibe are away from the get away from we, so we can focus on the positive, and the media won't have anything but the positive.
My question is there a voice that's saying what are the changes that these people want?
Yeah, there is the Black Lives Matters and
Tamika, what the young girl name that made a speech?
That made a speech.
That said arrest the cops. Tamika, for me, she should be vice president of America.
But was that only the change?
No, I think there's a lot of group. There's a lot of group. The Black Lives Matters. And I think what the president of the United States.
She didn't. Hold on. She didn't say only arrest the cops. If you listen to her speech, she talked about a variety of issues. Remember when she said that she doesn't care if Target is being burned down because Target should be out here protesting with us.
Yeah.
So she recognized that. Look, these commercial interests, as I said, they are the ones who really benefit. Look, when millions of people, and hold on, when millions of people, and even here in this little Barbados, when thousands of people stand up in the hot sun to go and vote, right? Even for your party, Democratic Labour Party, and the Barbados Labour Party, right? Thousands of people get up, yes, go and vote, we gonna change.
But that's not the same for America.
Hold on, you know who benefits 99% of the times when a political party enters office?
Oh, the businesses.
All of a sudden, look, I can say this, and I can give a lot of favor for this. I'm gonna use a lot of favor for this, right? But I'm gonna say this. Prior to any election campaign, you can access any politician who is running for office. They are coming at your door, knocking down at 10 o'clock in the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the day. You can call them, you can get them. You see, after the election campaign, the only people that I see turn up at government offices most of the times, and I'm not talking about constituency offices, but in the ministries.
All right, I have a question.
You see these business people turn up. All of a sudden, this boy got a contract. That boy got a contract.
All right, but
that's not right.
But I don't want to get off on the political fight. It says good night here, Keel Trotman. Good night to the panel, Mr. Moderator. I have a question for a member on your panel. This question is for the president of the Young Dem, Kimar Safri. I can address that for you. No, but what do you think about the billions of dollars corrupt at the debate? Mr. Trotman, sir.
You're gonna talk.
I understand. We are not here as any political. We are not here as any political analyst or any political party. We just here as 4 young persons that love to discuss the problems going on in our country and around the world. So, Mr. General Secretary of the Young Socialists, we will have a moment for that. You know.
What I would say is that a person or persons need to be locked up.
Y'all BLP people.
Is that
but it's not.
Before I forget my
but it's not relevant to this one, Mr. Trotman. But we will get to that.
Yeah.
That's how it will come.
To add to what you were saying, Jimmy. What I saw is that a lot of persons don't understand economics and don't understand politics.
Definitely.
Right? It's okay to march. Marching is good. I don't have any problem with marching. But the destruction of business, right? And the destruction of property, be as private or public.
Yeah.
Then you understand that buildings have insurance.
Definitely.
So buildings will be built out from the same corporations who will trigger payouts from the destruction of property. When you destroy public property, who funds public property?
You see in public?
The public.
Yeah.
So then when you have, I must say, corrupt governments in place, all the property that's destroyed will then essentially be built back with taxpayers' funds. So
you know what they're going to get? Lobbyists.
Insurance.
Correct. So my thing is, we are not benefiting as a people by destroying property.
I agree.
Essentially, you helping the corporations and those minorities to continue to benefit from the ignorance again of, I don't want to break down to the black man or.
But it's all the masses got everyone.
You mean you talking about him Thursday points and looting and stuff?
Yeah.
Somebody said, funny enough, I saw somebody made a comment to me and says that there was a comment made by one of the protesters that big businesses like Target and Walmart have been looting black people for years. So why about?
my question though.
But you know, we're the biggest spending block in the world.
Yeah.
Although that we may disagree with looting and destroying the buildings and burning the buildings down, my question is, had we not done that, had we protest in a peaceful manner, would things change?
No.
Would they listen?
No.
I think not.
Yeah,
But the morning there, I ain't saying that not to destroy stuff good, but it's who you destroying.
It's who you're destroying too, because a lot of the businesses were 100 years ago.
You know they were there. You know we both here protecting black businesses.
Nobody
right? But you know that some of the very same black businesses that you're talking about, right, are colluding with the very same whites.
But that's a far fetch.
So they can be
no, that's a far fetch.
It's not far fetched.
It's far fetched.
So every look.
But
I'm sorry.
Hold on. The man, I mean, Jeremy, it's far fetched because okay, each of us have. I'm in business and I have friends that are of, you know, white and black, but I don't necessarily see me being in business with white people. I mean, I colluding with them or against them.
Said you.
No, I just using me as an example, but I think that in America, you know, it's more of a systematic thing than it is more of a friendship or relationship thing. And I think that the system in the America is what needs to change to be supportive and to be all inclusive. Like for me, I hate the word minority. I'm not a minority. I cannot see Kimar Safri being a minority. I'm not a minority. I don't care where I go. I'm a person. Because that means in Barbados you have to call whites minority. Because they're not more than us in the country. So an
interesting question get asked here. I guess this would be interesting for both Kimar and Damani.
Which one? I'm a black man.
No,
Yes, we LB people.
No, because the report asks, how about the states in America which take out police brutality bonds to cover the cost of settlements each year? What do you genuinely think of that?
In my research on the police brutality, each precinct and each state has that. We've seen not only that, it covers against settlements for a lot of other things. So those settlements are, and again, that's why people are calling for defunding these things, because once the state doesn't have these money to pay out, then a lot of cases will not be hush-hush. A man being pushed down, you know, imagine you in protest and you get pushed down by police, you walk a millionaire next day, boss. And a lot of people, but whether or not is judged on the tape and going to court and a jury. In some cases, police to settle cases on it, and because you poor as a black man, and a man you 12 million to hash you out, you never hear that case going to court. The only cases that we ever hear is cases that are made public now, or cases that are being caught on camera. But in a lot of cases, a lot of Americans, especially black, have known to take, and Tupac spoke about that. Tupac was given $12 million for police harassment.
Seriously?
He did a video on that. So a lot of times there are the settlements and these bonds. The longer we can fund these police and these unions and these things that allow police to have, are giving police money to do these things. When they do me and you something, we get called into a room with lawyers. We offer $10 million. You break like a dog. You never had 10. You never had 10 cent union. You take 10 million. You walk off, no court case. Police come back the next day doing the same thing. And that is why these police officers that you're seeing having 18 and 30 different thing on their charge sheets remain police, because all it is, you get suspended for 2 months with pay. You get suspended for 2 weeks with pay, administrative leave. Back to doing the same.
You know the ones that killed Breonna Taylor, to this day they are still on the police force.
They're still on the police force.
They get charged.
But now you've seen a lot of people are getting fired.
But you know, there's a video that came out regarding some police officers that were saying that they have to have X amount of reports or whatever it can be. And I asked that question in our chat until I think it was last week.
This chat,
in our chat. I think after this week, I think it was where I asked last week regarding if even with police here, if they're supposed to be doing X amount of numbers in reports, so let me say traffic offenses, and
the traffic wardens definitely got a target.
But why a target?
I don't think a police should have a target, because
It targets people.
You're going out there looking for something.
But one of them actually said to me, we have a quarter.
I would need to verify that, and I can make a call to investigate. I mean, if you work in a shoe store, I used to work in a shoe store, and they would tell me sell 75 pair of shoes a week.
That's understandable.
That's understandable.
And the reason why I ask that is because I witnessed police last week. Last week. Decide who he get charged for, who he get charged. Okay, all of we making the offense, but he only stopping you and then me and you. I
got stopped like that. I got stopped like that before when I saw the police reporting, and it was like if the guys went through the same offense as I did, and they weren't stopped. I was stopped, and it was like, but you had 5 cars that went on ahead of me.
We have another.
The same question. I thought she talked about interest.
No, right. She said also talk about the interest that the banks
put on these bonds, but we will have to research some of this here because this is she's talking based on American thing. One of the things I want to before we close, because
police force in Barbados also has insurance. And before
I don't have a bond, but hold on. I just want to go up on this point here before you think. We saw the protests in Barbados as it relates to David Denny and his group that went out in front of the embassy, and they would have talked about their how they was in support of the Black Lives Matter. What then is you guys take on the march? I could give you my take quickly. I think that the march was in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter, and they support it very much. So what I thought that was very interesting and pretty, I would have done it a different way. One is that I would have never agreed with the police to a term of 10 people. If you tell me 10 people can come to my house and you say, Kimar, no more than 10 people or no more than 4 people in this room, I will respect that because I can control the numbers in here. But when you said, and because the world is watching on this thing as it relates to Floyd and what happened and the protests, people are emotional, people are vexed, people are upset, people want to express their frustration through peaceful march. How then can you say to me, have a march with 10 people?
Impossible.
And then sometimes we agree to these things, and then what happened with David Denny and the group and Lalu happened.
That was not smart.
It was not smart for you to. I would have said to them, officer, and then you're saying in one breath, okay, you can have it with 10 people, and then you hear conflicting stories. You can have it with 10 people, but the 10 people have to remain there all day. And then you're saying, oh, you have it 10 people, but you have to interchange between.
So how do you say which 10?
Which 10? Because there's no rostering of saying, I want the vent. So everybody just turned up. I believe that the street was long enough to do a 6 feet apart and go from the top by bikes straight down if you wanted to go down by Harris Pace and take.
Remember, they really actually wanted to do the protests in front of the embassy.
There was in front of the embassy.
No.
Oh, you mean inside? Go inside.
So after getting there, realizing that they're not allowed on the private property.
You can't go in the embassy.
Not to go in the embassy, outside the embassy.
They could go there. You just need permission from the owners of the property.
So the embassy is further up inside. So they were not allowed to go on the property. Therefore, they had to stay where they were. Now, I agree. You consent and you agree to having 10 persons. It didn't say to agree 10 persons at X amount of time. It said 10 persons. So when you go up there with more than 10 and you want to switch out this, obviously that wasn't the agreement with what the law had stated. Agreed. So therefore the police were in their right to stop it.
And that is sad.
Let me hear you keep on it because you got to jump out of here.
Yeah. I agree with the sentiment of the march overall, right? I like the fact that we are black oriented, we're looking to support the fight of black people worldwide. If it's one thing you could take from the Americans, even if he's in North Korea and you got American citizens, don't mean the Americans coming for their citizens.
Definitely.
So I think that I like the approach that blacks are adopting to each other worldwide. My problem is the focus, what's the agenda, what's the goal, what's the strategy of the marches, what's the plan of the marches, because we cannot lay down and accept another agenda from the oppressors. We now have to chart our own agenda coming out of the marches. So every march in Barbados, will that help us to gain more land for blacks? Will that help us to get more bank loans at favorable interest rates? Will that reduce the segregation that we have in terms of whites and blacks in Barbados? but that helped to create better integration between the different sects in society. So, as I say, coming out to the march with Mr. Denny and the movement, I want to know, yes, we are in solidarity with our brother George Floyd, but what is it for Barbados coming out to the march? And that's just my take on it. But I got to go. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, Kimar, never again.
Kimar, it's nice having you. With reference to my viewpoint on the march in Barbados and the marches in general, I'm going to be a little long, but I'm going to bring it
I don't want it to be too long, though.
I'm not going to be too long, but I'm going to bring it home. We, the people of African descent, we were taken from our homeland. You blocking me?
Sorry, no, you were going.
Right. We, the people of African descent, we were taken from our homeland in the 15th century. We were transported all over the world. We were forced into slavery. From the 15th century until around 1960, 1970, we were kept and placed and destroyed, beaten down. We were put in the most horrid of conditions. So 450 years, we have been the slaves of other races. Now I want to say this. 1960 to 2020 is only 60 years. You cannot erase 450 years of segregation and slavery and all the mistreatments that were associated with that within 60 years. I will say this. What is happening now is a reaction to a system which has been foisted upon us and which continues to dominate us. Now, the march that Mr. Denny had, I am in full support of the march. I think that the Attorney General should give the people the right to come.
But what about the march being able to? What about the march being? The march is coming back again on. Well, presumably coming back again. The march is coming back on the. Again this Saturday again. So what is our take on that in terms of the march coming back again? I don't know if they have gotten.
What I will say is, one, I hope that the Attorney General and the Commissioner of Police approves the march.
But you think that they would approve the march based on what happened? Do you really think we're going to have an approval of march?
Hold on. Look.
No, be fair. Do you think?
You know, it is sad, right? But Barbados has tried in its history to be more British than the British themselves. Right?
But all that rhetoric, right. I'm just saying, because my thing is,
they're not gonna.
Somebody had a post on there. I think Corey World had a post on his page today saying you can approve for 10 people to be in a bus, but you can approve for 10 people to ride in a bus, but 10 people and refusing 10 people to protest. So I hope I correct with what I saw, because in my opinion, like if 10 people in a bus, why? At 100 people can't protest, and I don't necessarily like.
What about Barbados can't protest?
I don't necessarily like. Somebody said they should have 15,000 people. I don't necessarily agree with if you have to be able to seek permission to protest. I don't see it.
Do it.
I think that the freedom of expression should be here in Barbados, where we should not have to write for these things. And yes, you can write for having, if you're going to utilize the road, ask for permission to block the road for be able to divert traffic.
What was it? The road block last week Saturday?
But I don't know. But I'm just saying is, again, I don't see why in 21st century why we should be asking for permission to protest in Barbados if you can have a peaceful. Barbados is not like America, where looting and violence is known for our culture as it relates to fighting against these things in this sort of way. And I literally don't see why in this time that we really have to ask for permission, because it really puts us in an awkward position.
And as a black country, we should be the first ones out there on the front line saying, look, we agree, we back, and we will support our black brothers and sisters. And it's not only about being black. Like you know, last year they had the Year of the Return in Ghana, right? There's more cultural awareness. There's more Pan-Africanism, right? People are now finally understanding. Look, we were brought from Africa. Our ancestors were brought to these parts as slaves, right? We are not truly Caribbean people. We are Africans. and we
But
must
you go, you know,
represent.
I feel because you
remember who
African
we
shirt,
are.
you go all down in there.
No, it's not
But-
for me. I'm not an African. Look, I am wearing this African shirt because I am choosing to remember my
But
heritage.
I understand that, but I don't want to take the narrative. It says that the protests, they're coming back again on Saturday, I heard.
Yeah.
I don't know how true if it is. I don't know if it will take place. But I hope that people get a chance to protest and protest peacefully. I hope it is done in the right way. I hope that the powers that be would grant grant the people the permission, because it is sad to see that in 1 minute, you know, the thing was given and then it was revoked. But I understand it was revoked both based on breach of contract or breach of agreement. Is there a right protest in Barbados Constitution? I don't know, John Denny, if there's a right to protest, and that's what I'm saying. If that is not written in my belief, it should be written in that a person or persons should always have the right to protest and the right to give them show their protest is wrong.
Sorry to bust you
Right.
a little bit, but you're approaching curfew time.
Yeah, well, curfew
I
time is 10 o'clock in Barbados. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock in
I
Barbados.
love you up in there.
10 o'clock. And they will have the opinion.
No, they won't.
By 10 o'clock on month from Friday to weekend, it is 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But you know, these are issues that we really want to continue to discuss here on the debrief. We said we wanted to come to you in that time, but we didn't want to distract the government from doing what they put out to do. And we think that now that the things are clear, the debrief can start back. It's normal airing time, 6 o'clock every Tuesday. We need your support and continued support. And if you have views and if you have topics, I think there's also the ability to video conference some of you guys in from home. That if you want to come on to the show, you can do that.
You can do that?
Yeah, I think there's a way to add in people. This technology time, boss. So we want to be able to do that and to bring you in on conversations and to discuss other matters and stuff like that. And you know, these are all important things. It's a very
John,
ticklish
ask a
thing.
question. You can answer that question.
I told you, I don't know. I have to check the Constitution. I don't know if it's written into the Constitution.
Okay.
But I don't think if you haven't asked all the permission, I don't think. I would have to ask somebody with a legal mind about the Barbados Constitution. But we are sure. One of the things that we want to definitely bring across to is that it is a non-political show. We are not about politics, or we talk politics, and it's hard. I agree with the gentleman I saw his comment. It's really hard to separate the two because some of us in here belongs to different parties, some of us don't belong to parties, or some belongs to, and it's fine. You know, Kimar is the president of the Young Democrats. We have Simon Ali, who is also the
Vice President.
He's the vice president,
Second
vice president in that. My guy here is knowing Jermaine is and the man is a heavy B. So at the end of the day, I try to stop out to certain things. Only those who know who I am know who I am.
Well, he's a heavy B.
He was a heavy B too. But I'm just saying, we have a different, but I don't want that ever to be the focus. And where we will have people with political objectives, we don't mind. I don't mind for sure, but as I said, we deal with topics, and if you have inputs on topics, fine, come bring it. But we are not seeing and don't judge us based on our political parties and what our political views are. We are just young people trying to get across topics. So we discuss topics. If you go back to the number of our show, Corey World, we know what party you belong to, so it's okay, sir. Everybody in as vocal as you or can't be. Or can't be as vocal as Corey World. Jermaine is a heavy beat. We don't know Jermaine is heavy than heavy. But you know, we like to keep it real on the show. We like to talk about the issues. We just wanted to let Barbados know we are back on every Tuesdays, stuff like that. Discussing the issues. Our setup today was not intentional, so we will have a better setup next week. We were just trying to get the show. I am, yeah. I know you are, Corey. For sure.
So you're a BLP member, Corey?
Corey declaring, or you are not?
You declaring?
I am not a member of any party. He's not a member. He's an associate member.
Oh, okay.
It's okay to be an associate member. Associate member don't get membership privilege, so it's fine, Corey. But we talk about issues. And we talk about.
Always the political discussion is with the most heated.
Yeah, we welcome it.
It's gonna make a whole chat here ready to go about questions or what.
Tomorrow, next week we will deal with these things. We will come back again and
say back on Saturday or next week again.
Next week we have to see. We decide. And let persons know. But we will be the setup will be a little different. We were just hurrying ourselves trying to get the show up and running today. So do forgive us if we were not timely, if we were spread out, but we are trying also to appease to the government's social distancing. Even though we're in office, we do look close, but we are not that close. You can see Jermaine is far down and the man is far across.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad the man is usually squeezing me in a corner.
Yeah, so we are very much so respecting the government, and I'm a big fan of respecting any laws that the government have here. But we want to see you tuning in every Tuesday. We want to hear your topics, Corey. Where we want to bring you in a time on the show. I think there's again you were on. He was on.
Yes.
Yeah. It was Stephanie Chase. Yes, that was a hot show too. That was one of our most watched shows.
Correct.
You know who we should bring back? We should definitely bring back Peter Wickham.
Peter Wickham, yeah. So we want to bring back some people. A lot of people have called us and say, hey, they want to come on to share my views and what we think. So we're going to bring on people slowly, but we have to respect the space that we have as well, and we have to respect the fact that we're not going to overcrowd the room. It's not a small room, but we're not going to overcrowd it. And we want to hear your views. We want to see where you're coming from. We want you to tune in. So you want to tear down Nelson. I
agree to that.
So when you have one vote, I didn't think a lot of other votes on that, Corey, and I think that's a very big topic to talk about, whether or not we should remove Lord Nelson or not.
Lord Nelson had no right in that square.
But Corey, I must say though, if you check in America, there is a lot of the statues in America that are being removed that were associated with white supremacy, that were associated with violence on black people. A lot of these statues are removing, and I for one think that if the people have been calling for Lord Nelson to be removed for reasons best known to him, he should be taken up and probably thrown in the wharf if it needs be, or wherever they want, put it in some museum that nobody sees. So I have no problem if the people calling for it. I personally don't understand a lot of history around Lord Nelson, but
he was a pirate.
I think that if the people calling for it, especially our older folk generation, they best know why they're calling for it, and they support the people at large.
He called two tall people here, boy.
Yeah.
Trevor Marshall.
Okay, Trevor, bring on. Yeah, and I'm willing to have them on. I think there's a way of bringing them into Corey. I think there's a way of bringing them through Skype, or bringing them through Zoom onto live, or they can come live from there and ask for requests to come on to the show. I think they can request to come in on, so it's fine, and we would definitely love to bring on these persons and talk about it. But Barbados, we want to thank you. We had a real good turnout today. It's over 70 persons plus log on at one particular time. We want to thank you. We want to see you again. Share it. Keel, we would love to have you. You know that you have a new post as General Secretary. Of the Young Socialists. Not young, the Barbados. Young Socialists.
Legal
Young Socialists. Yeah, you are the young thing. And Corey would love to bring you in as well.
I'll ask Keel how old he is.
Keel? Oi?
No, I'm interested to hear how old he is. He's the General Secretary of the League of Young Socialists in Barbados.
He's a young person. It's for you. If he represents you for the
How old is he?
I don't know.
Keel, how old are you?
Must he 10?
Ask you that.
We got Keel, we chat, we ask him. But again, thanks Anthony, comments for coming on. We have a lot of people joining us right now, but we are closing down. We want to see you next week. We may have shows on Saturdays, but it depends on what we are doing. And we want to stick within the curfew. So if we start shows on Saturday, we better be starting really early. So we are what?
I know 4 o'clock.
Or like Jamani,
4 o'clock?
He don't have no essential services. Yeah, on weekends.
We'll talk weekend.
Yeah, weekend. So we will decide when we will come, and we want you to share the show. We want you to come on. I think we had a pretty robust conversation. We just want to continue to thank all the man. You got special good night from Dr. Anthony Cummings.
Yes, I just want to say thanks for Anthony logging in. Anthony is the Vice President of the Men's Empowerment Network Support.
Oh yeah. Yes. That's a good with Fabian and those guys. So that's really good. What we want to do is encourage people to stay safe, wear your mask, do what you have to do to stay safe, obey the laws of the government.
Exercise.
Exercise, eat good, healthy. But we also want to ask you to respect wherever the COVID signs are, whatever the COVID signs are, whatever the COVID are put out. And yeah, we will promote, because we will put some money for this video tonight and let push out. So definitely, thanks for that, Corey. And we want people to obey, stay in and stay safe unless you're on the
shelter in place.
Yeah, if you're on the streets and you don't need to be on the streets, stay in. And let me obey the laws as it relates to whatever the government put out.
I just want to add, going forward, we will try to post the topics beforehand,
yeah,
so that you could probably plan and ask your questions. So look forward to that. Blame Kimura for not posting this particular.
Yeah, I forgot. I mean, listen.
He's responsible for that.
A lot of work going on
My
with me,
question,
so.
Cam, that you got to answer. Are there any men's activities going on right now?
Yeah, we always like to say what's going on.
No, Corey is saying men's activities going on because he knows they're going on.
Yeah, but there was some that the guys posted, Fabian
Oh,
posted
no, you can, like,
about what he doing.
Oh yes, right now there's the Father's Day challenge that's going on. It has started on Monday. They could go onto our Facebook page and you will see the challenges. Coming up,
Men's Empowerment Network Services.
Network support. Anthony Cummins is behind planning Father's Day experience.
Okay.
And that's in the plans. That will be a virtual show. You'll have some guest performances by a couple of calypsonians and gospel artists.
Very good.
And what's not, I won't give everything back until everything's
And
And not only that too, we see
Yeah.
the 25
John, then we can ask
push
the
up.
next show.
So definitely, if you want to take part in that, I think it's for particular.
today was I think 20
25. For the men's
Squats.
today,
Squats.
but there's a 25 push-up
That's all.
challenge going on. I see with the
PTSD.
with the PTSD
Okay.
with Lovell and those guys from the army.
That's what you see me doing it on a daily basis.
And so they're doing some challenges. We're going to definitely touch on that water problem, but we hope that we have somebody here.
John is
Sorry.
asking about a future topic being what about solving the water distribution.
Right,
Yeah, so we will talk about that for sure.
And that was sure.
And John, if you can find on your page that you're watching, if you can find the link to come in on the show so we can call in, that would be good as well if you can find it, and we can start from home and call in rather than coming to our studio setup. But we are excited to be back. I'm excited about the topics we're going to be discussing. As I said, forgive us today about the sound quality and about the setup. We will rectify all of that by the next show, and we will have it posted on the show. Please like our page. It's called DeBrief Barbados, the DeBrief TV Show. So we're asking you to like our page so that we can make sure that you know, so you can make sure that you know when we are on. I think we are seeing a lot of likes on our page, so we want to see as much more likes as possible. We are back. We're going to be talking about a number of things. We have a number of topics in mind. We want to hear you. We want to hear your views. Follow us. Do whatever you need to do. Share this video. Share the thing, and we want to see you next week. We're going to think about a Tuesday viewing as well, a Saturday viewing, but all of that interplay. So Barbados, we want to thank you. Stay tuned to us. I think we are probably the only live show on other than Morning Barbados. But we want to see you. We want to hear from you. We want to thank everybody, like Denny and Warrell and Keel and all those, and Amber who came on with her moment of BLP people. Vincent and stuff like that. We would say Manaline, Mara, Kezia, all you guys. We want to thank you for making the show what it is. I see people stop us in the street and say, "Hey guys, when you gonna be back?" They wanted to see the show.
Well, we're back now.
And we are back now. So we want to thank you. We are using technology, so again, forgive us. But we want to thank you, everybody, for supporting us. And I ask that you continue supporting this show. It's a show about young people, with young people, so about a number of topics. So I want to thank everybody and have a blessed, wonderful night. Stay safe, stay COVID free.
Good night.
Good night.